Hello, how is everybody? Today we are live talking about minimalism and simplicity. So we're gonna wait like a minute or so because it's 11:59 and I did say 12. And then we'll get started. But in the meantime, how is everyone? How are things? How's your day going? They did change the time here where I am, and I was wondering if they did the same for you, and if so, how are you and your children, if you have any, adjusting to the change? For my boys, they were getting up pretty early. I usually prep them before the daylight saving stuff, but this year I forgot. We were in the midst of a challenge, the Fly Lady challenge, and I sort of miscalculated. It kind of snuck up on me, and there we were. But by God's grace, it was fine, and it only lasted a couple of days. But now they're back to their normal schedule. But those were a few rough couple of days because before the boys get up, I do some of the YouTube stuff. So the fact that they were getting up earlier was a bit much, but like I said, it only lasted a couple of days and it went back to normal. And anyway, it was mainly my elder son, and he's pretty calm, and so he would come down and just help me and it would be okay. It wasn't terrible, so it could have been worse. It could have been worse, but yes. So today we're going to be talking about minimalism and simplicity. How can minimalism help to simplify our lives as homemakers? So, when I say minimalism, am referring to the practice of not owning so many things, not having so many things in our homes, in our lives, in general. Like before, I used to have a massive amount of things, from clothes to books to, well, I still have a lot of books, but that's like my soft spot or something. Makeup, a lot of things, unnecessary things, like even makeup. It took me quite a long time to declutter it. And then when I did declutter it, I went from having a couple of those um drawers, like three of the plastic drawers. I had like two of those, and then I had more makeup elsewhere in like one of those vanity things. So then I went down to one of the plastic things only, and now I'm up to just one small white rectangular shallow, kind of like a drawer divider, but I use it just for my makeup. It's very shallow. It's like this thick and like this big. It carries all my makeup, and yeah, that is pretty extreme. But it's like I went from one side to the other side, so I feel like I can talk about this a little bit, being in both extremes. And as far as clothes go, oh boy. Oh boy. I would have closets, like in my old one of my old our old apartments. We had a ton of closets, and two of them were mine. They were huge closets, and I had a shoe closet, like just shoes. And maybe that sounds pretty normal, but the way I am today with my little capsule wardrobe, it was pretty extreme, and it was like mountains and mountains of clothes, and a lot of like decision fatigue and stress about the stuff. Like I had so much stuff and literally nothing to wear. So I felt like I was getting a bit too attached to things. I'll give you an example. Like I used to buy clothes just for an event, even though I had a closet full of stuff. Like every single event is every single new clothes that I would buy. So I had like mountains and mountains and mountains of clothes, like two closets full, as I just said, plus my drawers, plus a whole shoe closet, and it just still wasn't enough. It was never enough. So then eventually, by God's grace, I I got delivered from that, and then it went to not having so many things but having very little. Like now I have a capsule wardrobe, I have a small closet, and it's still, my clothes don't even take up 25% of the closet space, and that's just how I like it, and it's pretty good for me, and I felt like it has simplified my life. Now I don't stress on what to wear. I do, full disclaimer, I do change out my clothes seasonally, but I don't have to because of, like I said, such small amount of things that I have, that if I were to put my whole wardrobe inside the closet, I still don't even think it would take up 50% of the closet. But just because I don't like the visual clutter, I do remove the, and I live in a place where there are seasons, so I do remove the summer stuff in the fall winter, and I remove the winter stuff in the, like, late spring, summer sort of stuff. But it has definitely helped to simplify my whole entire life. In addition to like papers, I used to have a ton of papers. Like I thought that I would need them, so I just kept them, and then I'm now like paper free for the most part, and it's just been amazing. It has helped to simplify everything because those, believe it or not, like even if we cannot see it, like my stuff was like in closets and drawers. Well, eventually they were like trying to pull out the closet and drawers, but before I got to that crazy point, I didn't necessarily see them. They were like in the drawers and in the closet, but in my mind, it's like, so whether subconsciously or not, I knew that it was there. It was very stressful. The papers, the books, the makeup, the clothes. But once I got rid of all those things, life has become a lot simpler. Like I gave the example about not needing to stress out about what to wear. Now, if I need a specific paper, I know which papers I do have. And, things like old auto policies and old insurance, stuff like that. We don't really need those things. And if we do feel like we will need them one day, we can always scan them and stuff like that. There are other systems where I heard where you just keep a couple of years. But I used to keep like everything from like ever. And it was just very, very stressful. So, not saying that you have to be a full and complete minimalist. Like for example, now I hardly have things on my wall. I actually just got this calendar this year, and it's a lot bare. The walls are bare. I don't really have like lamps or this or that, and I can't even say it's because of the boys, because what about the stuff on the wall? So I did feel like I went a little bit too the other way, meaning that my home maybe feels a bit sterile, and I am trying to work on that now. Like I'll buy flowers now and put it, I have a bedside table now, which is not really anything in it. It's a book, chapstick, um book, a chapstick, and I think one more thing there, and and it's, oh, a devotional, because I read my Bible downstairs, so I don't really need it in the room, although I should probably have a small one in there. But my point is that it's mainly empty. It looks, aesthetically pleasing. It looks beautiful. I have flowers on it and a picture of my husband, and it's just really nice. So I do want to get to a point where it's a little bit more this way, but I cannot deny the benefits that minimalism has had in my life, in my home, anywhere from decisions and to just a less stressful life. Where like before you could hardly see my floors, and now I don't think I have one, well, maybe I have like two things on my wall of the whole entire home, and well, three, because I just bought like some artwork for the bedroom, but that's beside the point. The point is that if you do want to simplify your life and you feel like maybe you have a bit too much stuff, again, now you don't have to be a total minimalist, but when you do reduce the things, you are less stressed out, have less to clean, less decisions to make, and overall it's just a peaceful experience. Have you ever walked into like a hotel or something, or a field, an open field, and you just felt like, so like a park, let's say like a big park, like Central Park or something, and you just felt like so at peace and relaxed, and you can breathe, and everything felt so lovely and beautiful. Well, what you don't have there is clutter. So the example for the hotel room, if you go into a hotel room when you first get there, it's so beautiful and lovely, but once you begin to unpack your things, you kind of feel like a little bit haphazard again. And why? What has changed? Is the same hotel room that you just found beautiful a few minutes ago. I say it's because of the clutter. So let's try to get rid of the clutter in our lives and see what happens. Now, some people might say, well, I might need this and I might need that, and you might, but what if you don't ever in your life? We're just holding on to the things in the hopes of just in case, and just in case may never happen. If you're a believer and you have like a small group or even neighbors, if you really, really badly need a thing, I'm pretty sure you can get one. Or I guess you can purchase one later. But what if you never, ever, ever need that fifth hammer? You know, it's just holding up a lot of clutter. I say that we go through every corner of our home slow by slow. You're not gonna do this in one day, or at least you shouldn't. But and then get rid of the things, and we will feel much more better, like simpler and less stressed out. And just try it, like just try with one room and see if that's not the room that you gravitate towards. Like I said, the example of the hotel room or the open fields, we just want to be in like open, clean, clutter-free spaces innately, and this will really help us. Like, what can we possibly be so attached to that we're willing to sacrifice our peace for it? No, seriously. Because if you're a believer like me and you're getting so attached to this specific thing, then watch out, because we don't want to make that an idol. So I'd much rather have the peace. And this is coming from someone who used to have so many things, so many things. Like, you would not believe. If I knew I was going to have a YouTube channel, I would have kept the pictures as embarrassing as they are, so that you can see like with your own eyes. But take it from me, you could hardly see the floors. And the small amount of pictures I do have, I have posted in some of my videos. I have crazy stories. Like, literally one time my landlord had to come. I almost said no, not landlord, the super of the building had to come to my home, and I couldn't even open the door. It was just so embarrassing. And I mean, like, the floor, so we had to like hop scotch our way. It was very bad, y'all. But now with the minimalism and the decluttering, things have become a lot simpler and just easier to manage. For example, I know like where everything is, and I don't have to buy a third or fourth item because there is, I don't know where it is. And I'm not saying this from a place of like superiority, because like I said, I was the hoarder, so to speak. Like, I had no, but seriously, it might have been like one of those conditions, because it was just so terrible. And so I did have a lot of stuff, and I'm telling you, like, once you simplify your life and get rid of stuff, like, you would just feel so much peace, and to me, it's just worth it. And like I said, try it with one room and see if that's not the room that you gravitate towards. Just like, be ruthless. Don't even ask yourself, will I need this? Because the answer is always going to be maybe. Like, who knows? Like, we can't tell the future. But what if you say, can I live without it? And when we switch our mindset like that to can I live without it, then we'll know for a fact that we will live without it, because we've made a plan to live without the thing. And that's going to make decluttering and simplifying our lives so much easier, because now, instead of hemming and hawing, like, do I need this? Is this something that I'm going to need in the near future, in the far future. I don't want to have to buy it again and everything like that. But I challenge you, how often are you using it now? And if you're not using it very often and your excuse is like, well, I don't want to waste my money. Hello, the money is gone. The money is already gone. You won't get it back by having the item sit there. That's just gonna make you feel guilty, and it's not going to be conducive to our mental health, to our peace. If anything, it will have the opposite effect, because let's say you have, I don't know what, give me an example. I don't have extra nonsense, although I really used to. So let's say you have like I don't know, some hiking boots, but you don't go hiking and you won't go hiking. Let's say, God forbid, something happened to your knee and you know you're not going to go hiking, but I don't want to waste these monies on these boots. Like, but right now they're sitting there, you're not going to get the money back. And somebody that actually hikes and needs boots, you can be a blessing to them and give it to them, you know, or just donate it in general and pray that it goes to the right person. But I'm telling you, there is just a piece. This is again coming from someone who used to have like so many things that you can even hardly see the floor, to now, you know, like maybe 25% of the stuff or less, or it could be a lot less. Because I think it's less, because my home is not an apartment anymore. It is still a small home, very small home. But if I have less stuff now than I did in my old apartment, even though I did have a lot in there. But even in our second apartment, which, you know, I didn't have that many stuff, and the apartment, you know, was big. And now my home is smaller than that apartment, and I have less stuff. So basically, I went from so many things to so little things. And there are so many benefits of the minimalism lifestyle. You don't have to worry, like, God forbid, if there's a fire, what are you exactly they're attached to? You can just grab, like, I don't know, emergency backpack or something with your documents and be good to go. Besides, also, again, if we're getting too attached to the thing, what is that saying about us? And, you know, like, isn't it becoming an idol and everything like that? Also, we don't want to put our value in our things because they're not there. We're more than our stuff, and you know, we shouldn't be that attached to everything. Besides, it looks better, your home, your room, when it's not cluttered. It's just a, a theory of mine that if you try it for one room, I feel you will gravitate towards that room moving forward, and then you're gonna see how good it feels, and then you can do it everywhere else in your whole entire home. But as I was saying, I think I interrupted myself. Instead of asking ourselves, can we do with the item? Like, can we do? Can I use it? Will I use it? Do I need it? Do I love it? Sure, whatever. I'm sure you can find like a reason that you never even thought about before why you suddenly need the item. Maybe you have crochet needles and you want to start crocheting next month, but then next month comes and you don't crochet. For items like this, I would say give yourself a time limit. Like, I used to make soaps just for fun, like for a hobby or whatever, and I had the soaps, I pared them down. It wasn't very many things, like you could literally fit them in any nook or cranny. It was just, I kept one of the soap stuff. It wasn't like with the lye or anything, because I have small boys now, so it was just like a pre-made kind of soap thing that you kind of like melt and mold and put whatever extra stuff you want. So it was just one small thing of that, and maybe like some pigment, and I think a fragrance. Like three things, like this much. Like, I held it in my hand like this. I think I even have a video where I'm putting it away. But then I said, look, I used to make soaps a lot. I used to like making soaps a lot. I still kind of do. And I had so many things. So I pared down to the one thing because I wasn't making soap. I didn't get rid of it at the time because I was like, okay, I'm going to make soaps. But then I gave myself 30 days. Didn't come. I said, okay, for sure. Next time I'm going to make soap. Didn't make soap. Turn around. It's been 3 months. Have not made one bar of soap. So what I did, I donated it, and this is something that I like. And yeah, I can say, well, I will use it, I love it, whatever, all those typical decluttering questions. The answer is yes. But was I using it as often? No. And even if I did use it one time in the past, I don't know, year, there's someone that could have used it, maybe, I don't know, like they use it every day except for twice a year, you know? And I just feel like that person will be better served with the soap. So if in those cases, like this is a hobby, this is maybe your ideal self, what you used to do, what you want to do. Maybe one day you'll even do it again. But for the meantime, no need to clutter our homes and our spaces with things that we do not use. So instead of, do I need it? Do I want it? Do I love it? Whatever the questions are these days, can I live without it? And I'm sure you can find a way to live without it. And those questions will get you further in the decluttering journey, because you're not hemming and hawing, like I said, with every little thing. You're just deciding, okay, I don't want, my home to be cluttered. This is more important for me to have a clutter-free home. So what do I have to do to get it this way? Maybe I will get rid of my bullet that I make a smoothie one time the first day of summer, and then enough. Like maybe I'll just fine with a blender. Like maybe I don't want a food processor because I just use it to make breadcrumbs and I can do that on my blender. Whatever. Everybody's situation is different. So go through your home and see the things that you can get rid of. You will see the benefits of simplifying and decluttering. And like I said, start with one room and see how much better it is. So this is a live video, and I will repost it later on so that anyone that have missed all the tips and everything like that. So now if there's any question, comments, concerns, I just want to say hello, feel free to write it down now in the chat so that I may address you before I have to go and everything like that. So yes, today was kind of like on the fly video. I my lives have been, I don't know, all over the place lately. Maybe I'll do a poll what days are best, because last time I tried to do it on a Friday and then I lost my voice, and then now here we are on a Wednesday again. It was always on Wednesdays at 12, but then I started playing around with the times, and it was like Wednesdays like at 2, and then the other time it was supposed to be on a Friday. So I don't know if it's like getting too confusing. So we could just like pick a date and time and stick to that, because I do love connecting with you guys live. I like it when there's people here so we can have like the interactions and bonding with you guys. It really does mean a lot to me when we talk here and stuff. But I did start thinking about the content a little bit beforehand. It's not as polished as the other videos. The energy is very chaotic and everything like that, but at least so I can have something to talk about, so I don't have to be here like talking to myself for an hour. Before, the lives used to be from 12 to 1, and when people would come on I would talk, but when people would not come on, it would just be like very awkward or waiting for people to come on. So maybe if we do like a little poll, whatever times and days are best, we can do those, because it is really good for us to interact. Like, this is not like I come here live to interact, because all of this I could have said in a video, edit it and get it out, and whatever happens. But I come on live for, like, I want to bond with you guys and interact with the lives that we have done, like with the chit chatting back and forth, have been very fun, and I just like talking to y'all and bonding. And yes, so like I said, if anyone's here wants to question, comments, concern, I'll adjust it in the next couple of minutes or so. But if not, don't feel bad. We can always catch the video later. I will put it on live later. And I do want to say, quick surprise announcement here. I have some planners. The 2024 Find the Fun and Faithful Works planners are out right now. They are out, the digital versions. Today is the 15th. They come out today on my website, buildherhome.com. I'll put a link down below exactly where you can get those planners. I work really, really hard on them. These are the digital versions. The physical versions should be coming out on Amazon on Monday, Lord willing, the 20th. But for now, they are live on my website. I also have a productivity bundle if you are interested, that has so much information, like how you can be like productive, like over a month's worth of information. It's like over 80 pages of productivity, and it's on sale right now. So I will put that link down below if you do wish to get those items. Remember that anything that you get does help to support this channel and upgrade the stuff. Like right now, tripodless. I'm making it work. Somehow my little brother lent me this little tripod thing, but the angle is a little off and everything like that. So he really came through. So thank you. But again, everything I do is out of the family's financial pocket, and as you know, we only have one income right now because I'm not yet monetized. So and yeah. But so whatever you do buy does really help support. Just mind your budget. You know how I feel about going into debt and all of that stuff. It's a no for me. So just please, if you can, and if you like what you see, I also do have books, like children's books. Jesus Loves You Everyone is a book that I'm sort of proud of. It's about the love of Jesus. It is for children. So I'll link that down below too. If you're interested, feel free to check it out. Now with the holidays coming upon us, it's like $7 on Amazon or something like that. But I did work really hard on it and designed everything, and by inspiration of the Holy Spirit and the words and everything like that. So I really hope that you enjoy it. And yes, if you want it for your children and everything like that, it's just a cute story about the love of Jesus. But yes, Find the Fun Faith Plus Works 2024 planners out now. A productivity bundle out now, and my book is always available on Amazon. I also have some puzzle and maze books for children as well on Amazon if you're interested. Thank you so much for your support and for all you do. If you share these videos, if you like them and comment them, it does help YouTube to push out these videos and to grow this channel, and so we can get the word out even more. So if you can do that, it's absolutely for free. It only takes a couple of seconds. Well, hopefully I will catch you later. I will have a bonus video that's supposed to be coming out tomorrow or Friday at the latest. Like I said, it's a bonus video. So hopefully you find that really good. It's about being a thankful homemaker, and I will release that as soon as possible. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, to God be the glory. Bye.